What's up, guys? Hopefully you are all well. Simon Finch with you here, head consultant at Pinnacle Fitness Consulting. Without further ado, let's get stuck into a training. Now, today, I'm going to tell you exactly how to structure your days to maximize efficiency and to remove dead time. This is for you if you're a personal trainer. This is for you if you're a new PT, an existing PT, or if you're a PT that's basically not leveraged. So if you don't have staff working for you, therefore you might be working in multiple locations with multiple staff. This is for you primarily, even though it will benefit you if you do have leveraged trainers in multiple locations. This is primarily for you if you are a one-man band. So if you're a personal trainer working on your own and you want to squeeze as much time out of your work week as possible. Now, the benefit of this training is that it's going to enable you to free up time, which is going to enable you to be more organized. When you're more organized, you're going to be able to think clearer. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to be thinking about in terms of what to execute, which is going to enable you to get more clients, more PT sessions, book up your calendar in an organized fashion, and more importantly, make you bank. And it's that simple. Make you some cash. So let's get stuck in. I'm going to share my screen here and go through this. Guys, if you have never gone through a training with me before, you will notice from watching this training that I'm very direct, I'm very blunt, and I'm to the point with no fluff and no bullshit. And the reason why is because there's plenty of that in the industry, and I do not like to be like that. I like to be straight up, pure value. So let's get stuck in. We all know here, guys, that split shifts are one of the greatest challenges of personal trainers. They're also one of the great perks. I mean, first and foremost, guys, if you're a PT in the fitness industry, it's a very lucrative position to have. It's actually very easy to get fully booked and then leverage your business, go into multiple locations, which I personally did, and grew a $500,000 fitness business in 18 months from scratch. Like, with that being said, guys, it's very easy to do what we're trying to show you how to do today, but it's then easy to take this, implement it. So if you implement this today, guys, you will find that you can probably get somewhere close to being fully booked and fill up your time with paying clients, which is what you want. So it is a lucrative industry to be in, but again, the split shift nature of it poses one of the greatest challenges to the PTs in the industry. Now, the first thing, straight to the first golden nugget here, right? What I recommend you do to structure your day to maximize efficiency and dead time is be firm with the times that the clients can train with you. It's so common, guys, right, that when PTs, right, that aren't fully booked, right, operate and they sign up a new client, they will let the clients pick their own time. So when would you like to train? All right, I want to take Thursday at 6 p.m. Cool, I've got that available, but I'll chuck you into my calendar, right? However, it's very simple, guys. When you start doing this with Dave, Matt, Sally, Charlotte, and your client list grows, you're going to have a very disorganized calendar, which is at the start of your career, you don't mind because you need to boost cash flow to pay your rent, to pay your bills, and just to live, guys. But what I'm showing you here next is how exactly do you get the clients booked where you want them, opposed to letting clients, right, choose where they want to train. This first tip, guys, is humongous. And if you're a brand new PT with a relatively small workload at the moment, I can guarantee that as your workload grows, it's going to be growing in a very well managed fashion. So first and foremost, guys, like, these guys are more flexible than what you are, all right? Or they are also flexible, all right? So what we've got to do is structure the sessions in a way that suit you as well as your clients. So how exactly do we get the people to book in at the times that you want? So first and foremost, okay, Simon, where would you like your personal training sessions? Morning or evening? All right, morning or evening. Cool, evening. Simon, what I've got is this slot that we're in right now. You might find that the consult slot that you've actually just taken, right, is available, and it works because you've got another session just after that session. Book Simon in that slot, right? Is one way you could do it. Or you just simply say, cool, I've got Tuesday at 7, Wednesday at 6, Thursday at 8, or Friday at 9. Whatever it may be, the less amount of options you provide people, the more likely you are to get a concrete and firm response from them. I'll take Tuesday at 7, please, Simon. Awesome. This is so simple, guys, but it is massive for maximizing efficiency and removing dead time where you're going to have a dot-to-dot calendar. We want you to have blocks. Personally, for me, if I'm a PT And when we coach trainers how to leverage their business and when they hire staff, what we always recommend is to hire staff with 20 hours of availability and they deliver it in 5 4-hour blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. Back to back, they show up, they take the sessions, they go home, they've worked for 4 hours, but they're paid a lucrative rate that earns them hundreds of dollars. And you've done the same amount of work as a 9-to-5er would have done, paid the similar amount, but you've worked a 4-hour day rather than an 8 or a 9-hour day. And it's that simple. So let's move forward. Your free time, let's talk about how to utilize the free time now that you've learned how to budget and condense your calendar and to manage your time right. Your free time is best utilized for lead generation activities, guys, and it's that simple. If you want growth, right, which everyone does who's watching this video, hands up if you want to grow your business, like, and it's going to be most of you guys, you know by now that walking around the floor and hoping that somebody will come to you and ask you for PT is not going to grow your business. So guys, what we've got to do, right, and what we show people how to do is you need to be actively generating leads for your business, right? You cannot just walk around with hope marketing strategies, hoping that people come to you. I'm going to address social media in a second, guys, but I just want to say first and foremost that social media and spending time on your phone is one of the biggest fucking wastes of time that you can ever do with your time, right? It's one of the biggest wastes of time you could ever spend doing as a PT. But we'll get to that in a second. So what you want to be doing is making calls, ideally to qualified opt-in leads that are going to increase your likelihood of converting them. Qualified opt-in leads. Walking the floor can be done, but we have a very specific process that we recommend doing, and what we also don't recommend you to do when walking the floor. If you want any access on how to do this, guys, just drop me a DM, and it's that simple. Just reach out. Now, booking consults is another task that we want you to do, okay, because this is a growth task, and then taking consults, but taking consults with a proven success record of enabling you to convert at 50% plus. Now, all of our clients normally, right? Most clientele we work with are converting at 50% plus. When you're educated with sales, it's very easy to convert at these numbers, guys. Now, next, what not to do, all right, with your time, all right, in order to maximize your efficiency in your working week. Do not spend your time making MIA calls. It's not a very good use of your time, guys, at all. I don't recommend doing it. Or any cold traffic calls. So if you've got cold traffic calls, guys, like, or MIA lists, if you're in it, for example, if you're a Good Life trainer and you're watching this and you're given MIA calls, this is Good Life's way of you basically being filled up with leads to keep you busy, which they know are not going to get you very far. There's a lot better leads out there, guys, and they're all within your gym, not behind the 4 walls of your mobile phone or a computer screen like this. So with that being said, that's that. Walking the floor aimlessly, offering free PT sessions is not, right, what we recommend that you do. Not what we recommend that you do, all right? There's that. Sitting and scrolling on socials or sitting and thinking about what content to post, sending cold DMs on socials, anything social media, guys, anything at all social media, I do not recommend that you do. I do not recommend it. Like I've said, if you're a face-to-face personal trainer watching this video, the leads are inside the 4 walls of your gym, not the 4 walls of your phone or the 4 walls of this computer screen. It's that simple. Next tip, guys, Friday should be used to make calls from 3 till 6 p.m. on a Friday. That's when people are sort of itching to sort of leave their 9-to-5 jobs, or they're basically having after work drinks, or they're going to be active because it's the start of the weekend. It's the start of the weekend, right? So that's that. Friday afternoons, 3 till 6, and then Saturdays, late morning, around 11 to 12, all right? The reason why we do that is because 11 to 12 o'clock, basically, is a time where people are up and active on a Saturday morning. Again, the endorphins are flowing, unless they've woken up hungover from the night before. People are active on their phones, right? These are the times that you need to be utilizing, all right, inside your calendar, and I'm going to show you a perfectly laid out calendar in a second. So I'm going to show you that at the end, that you should be utilizing to make calls. Next tip, guys, calls are always geared towards making bookings, right, for consults for the next week. always book your consults in advance, guys. If you're chasing consults for the current week, then you're behind. And the amount of people that do this, even clients of us, like that are working with us for years, like they still chase consults. Do not do that. Do not do it. Also, it's worth highlighting, guys. So let's just recap that. What you want to be doing are making calls, consults, and conversions into clients, or actively walking the floor the right way, guys. Like, I've got to highlight this, please, like, for your own sake. If you're going around and offering free PT sessions to people, you're not going to get far in this industry. You're not going to get your rent covered. And what you're going to find very quickly is that no one wants them, right? And it's that simple. But basically what you need to be doing is focusing on growth tasks. So filling the dead time in your calendar on growth tasks. And what not to do: MIA calls, any calls to or any cold traffic, walking the floor aimlessly, offering those free PT sessions we've just talked about, sitting scrolling on socials, sitting thinking about what content to post, sending cold DMs on socials, anything social media. If you are looking to grow your business, do not be sat on social media. It's that simple. Fridays, calls, late afternoon, early evening, and top up your calls on Saturday mornings, 11 till 12-ish, 10 till 12-ish. And it's that simple, right? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it so far. There are also endless tasks that you can be undertaking to enhance the client experience. Creating resources, creating content, right? If you know the right content to post, because at the end of the day, I've just said no social media tasks. Creating content though, like gathering testimonial videos from your clients, taking photos with clients when you're with them, right? Social proof. Social proof is the biggest type of content that you need to be posting, right? So gathering that, client check-ins, creating educational resources for clients that strengthens their coaching experience with you, right? These are also things that you can do. With that being said, guys, continuing swiftly on, we need you to have a set routine where you plan your days and weeks in advance, all right? And these set routines will enable you then to act, right, in accordance with structure. If you're structured, you'll do very, very well. And it's that simple. If you're not structured and you just go about your day winging it, you're going to find that you're not going to get very far in this industry, especially because you're trying to quickly gather stuff that you think you should be doing, but you don't know whether you should be doing it. Then you do it and it doesn't work. Like, we want to create you structure. It's that simple. We need to create structure. So with that being said, right, have a routine, plan your days and weeks in advance so you know what's happening and when. When you're working on your business, train yourself, train your clients, eating and resting, having this all organized, guys, will maximize your efficiency. What I'm going to show you next is our ideal week process that highlights specifically how you would structure your day as a PT if you want to maximize your growth and output, right? Now, if you found this training, guys, so far useful, drop a little like, drop a comment. If you've got any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. So many people have questions. You'll have questions already. The biggest problem is that people don't reach out. And at the end of the day, I'm going to just answer the questions for you guys. I'm not here to do anything else other than be of use and of value. Now, let's show you the ideal week. This is an Excel spreadsheet of what a typical PT business owner who operates around a 50-hour work week with a hell of a lot of free time. This isn't dead time. This is free time, guys. You got to think about it, right? You got to think about it. And this is rough. This can be tweaked. Most people, they're working in all of these hours here, all across all of this. Their mornings are filled with sleep, right? So they're sleeping here. They'll get up and rush to work by here, right? By the way, guys, your work is done. If you're a PT, your work is normally done by 9 o'clock. Done, right? Now, bearing in mind as well, guys, just before we go into this time management template here, this here enables you to make $2,000 to $3,000 a week. Our PTs that work with us here at Pinnacle Fitness Consulting utilize this exact structure, all right, to make $2,000 to $3,000 per week. $2,000 to $3,000 a week, guys. This is $100,000 to $150,000 of reoccurring revenue per annum. All right, it's that simple. With all of this spare time. So look, basically, guys, on the right hand side, here's the breakdown: 20 hours of PT, 10 hours of consults. Now, here's the thing: You're not taking 10 hours of consults per week, guys, in all these slots. So you've got some morning allocations there. I mean, like Monday morning for consults, you can obviously chop and change this around. But for the purpose of this training, I've just put it on a Monday. Now, evening consultations, you can have a big block there, then you can have a few hours here, dedicated 4 hours across there, and a couple of later slots as well. If you don't have 10 hours worth of consults per week, chances are you don't have the leads. If you don't have the leads, chances are you don't know how to get them, and therefore you need help. So if you need help, reach out to us. The minimum amount of consults that our guys are booking per week, if they're following everything correctly, is 10 hours, which means that they have 10 people in front of them every week that they have the opportunity to close to. I want to just quickly talk about volume, guys. Volume is fucking mandatorily important. If the volume is not there, you can't expect to grow your business. The amount of people that will book in 1 consult, 2 consults per week, one of them doesn't show, the other one doesn't convert, and they wonder why they're not growing their business. It's not actually that you're probably doing anything wrong. It's just the volume. If you got 10, you could pretty much bank on 8 of them showing, or 7 at least showing. And if you've got a 50% conversion rate, like we said before, a really well thought through process, then you're going to walk away with 3 or 4 new clients. On the worst days, you're going to get 1 or 2. Volume is your problem. But again, you need the right strategies to fill these up, right? Marketing, 10 hours. A lot of you be going, well, what the hell do I do for 10 hours worth of marketing, right? And all I've done in here as well is I've only highlighted, right? I've only highlighted 5 hours of marketing in here, right? Even 5 hours of marketing, if you know what you're doing, you should be getting 10 consults per week booked by making your calls. So calls, 2 hours, all right? So realistically in here, that should be a bigger block like this. But with that being said, guys, it's this simple. Even if you make an hour of calls on a Saturday or an hour of calls on a Friday, you should be able to book in 10 people, have conversations, and get your calls booked in advance. If you're not booked in advance and you walk into this gym, into this work week, well, first and foremost, you're going to have no consults there. You're going to have no consults there. You're going to be scratching your head during this time, wondering, what the hell am I meant to be doing, right? And then it's Tuesday. You do your PT sessions. Bearing in mind, guys, as well, look, no PT on a Monday. This is all you making 3K a week whilst having Monday off, not walking Monday off, guys. Off, right? Apart from some social media stuff here, if you want to. I mean, I've chucked that in there because regardless of whether I tell you social media or not is where you should be spending your time, you're going to be on it regardless. So at least structure your work socials in some timely manner. Like at the end of the day, guys, going back to what I was saying though, look, you've got here, guys, no Mondays, and you're not working between the hours of 9 till 5 or 9 till 4:30 every single freaking day, and you're making 2 to 3K a week. This is the life of a PT that knows what they're doing, guys. That knows what they're doing. To wrap this up, guys, admin, 1 hour admin. This also allows for 5 hours worth. All right, so this again should be made a little bit bigger here. But 5 hours worth, right, of you training. Your gym training, is dotted around differently. So here we go. Training sessions here, 2 hour blocks, and you can chuck your own training in around this as well. But I've allocated in here, this is the time outlay. So it's a 50-hour work week, but this is an example of what it can look like. Guys, if you want this template, which you can use here to create your own, again, just reach out. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to bite. I'm going to give it to you. No holds barred. And it's literally that simple. So with that being said, guys, just to wrap things up, that is how you should be utilizing your work week as a PT. If you want any of the resources or if you have any questions, do not do yourself a disservice. Reach out and do yourself a favor. And it's that simple. We don't bite. Here at the PT Business Blueprint, guys, inside this group filled with hundreds of people just like you, you've all got these questions. Just come and ask. It's that simple. And if you want to work with us, come and ask, because I'm not going to ask you. And it's literally that simple. But if you've liked this video, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on those notifications, guys, and stay tuned for more free tips. Also, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is every single Wednesday we have a webinar. This webinar on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard or Eastern Daylight Time. So if you're in Melbourne or Sydney, 10 a.m. on Wednesdays. Again, if you're anywhere else in the world, work out the time difference, 10 a.m. AEST. We have a Q&A webinar, which is free to the public. Anyone can join. Feel free to come into the webinar, ask questions, or just sit there in the background, turn your webcam off, mute your microphone, and just be a sponge and absorb more information just like this.